this is the Gangplank Galleon. Okay, so now that you've had a really good preview of what I'm going to be building, I've built pirate ships before, the Going Merry on Minecraft, and now I am going to be building the Gangplank Galleon, King K. Rool's pirate ship on Minecraft. So let's check it out and let's enjoy the build, have some fun, and get piratey. Hello everybody, this is Red Band here, aka Tommy from Tommy's Puppet Lab and the Guildmaster from Puppets Guild, and let's build ourselves another pirate ship, the Gangplank Galleon from Donkey Kong Country. And the first thing to do is to pick a spot where you want it, and you'll see that I have a conduit activated that is actually right underneath the Going Merry. In the keel, that's where it's hidden. So we're going to be starting off with the keel of the ship, which is also known as the bottom. That will be the most important part. So we have to do the underwater stuff. And you'll notice that I'm starting underwater, but I really should be starting from the top. But anyway, yeah, so a conduit really is going to help a lot when you're building pirate ships in the water. And all this kelp is so annoying, I can't tell you. Alright, so starting from the top, we are actually building the keel. Then the hull will come next. But we're going to be building the keel, and then I'm going to be draining it, because this is underwater. So we're going to have a ship full of water, or the keel full of water. Okay, we're just about done, and as you can see, this Charmander is wearing new threads. Just trying to look the part, so wearing pirate clothing. Haha, yar! Alright, so we're just finishing this off. And you'll notice that everything is a big rectangle. This is not the correct anatomy for a boat. It would be very hard to sail this boat. It's more of a raft right now. Going underwater now. I'm so glad I have the conduit. So just a little tip when you're working underwater. It's good to have some glowstone. You can use sea pickles if that helps, but I find that glowstone or some sort of a source of light so you can see what you're doing. So that's one thing that you can do. So now I'm adding dark oak stairs to the side, and that's actually the template, that's part of the palette I'm going to be using. It's going to be mostly dark oak. So you'll want dark oak planks and stairs. What really helps is if you have a brewing stand, you can have a night vision potion, which will allow you to see a lot better underwater. This is a 3-minute potion that I have, so I gotta try to get this all done in 3 minutes. I only have one bottle. Okay, so like I said earlier, you don't want a perfect square. We want to round it into the shape of a boat. Right now I am forming the front of the ship, or also properly known as the bow. This is the bow. I am now shaping. Oh, look, a dolphin. I noticed that the dolphin's playing with the planks. I just kind of think it's kind of cute. But yeah, there is a little dolphin just playing with the planks around there. That's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, how about dolphin? By the way, this area is multiplayer, so I would love to have you join. So please comment down below if you want to join. You have to. This is Java only, not Bedrock. Yeah, the dolphin's just hanging around. I like it. Ooh, I gotta jump out of the water. I wonder how many dolphins pirates saw back in the day. That's just a really good way to live, to see dolphins, always see the sunrise, always see the sunset, and experience total freedom. Yep. Pirates sure had some really good things in their life. Alright, now we're going to be going to the back, and this is where the rudder will be made. The rudder is a little spike at the back of the ship. And the rudder was used for steering. So the only help I got was draining, and yeah, she is bugging me because I go overboard with the torches, but because I don't want creepers spawning and ruining my work. So yeah, it's better to go overboard than to have your work destroyed. But we are gonna have better lighting, of course, and I actually intend on decorating this entire ship. And of course, you know, I am a Charmander, so... Alright, so we're gonna be draining the keel of the ship. And I was originally going to be using a sponge and some slime, but she has a different idea, which is actually a little bit easier. We're going to be using dirt. Alright, so we're going to be using dirt for this. So this is where we're going under, and you'll notice that it's all lit with glowstone. And that's going to really help. That's going to help a lot. So we're going to be covering everything with dirt. All of it. And then we're going to be shoveling it out. That will delete all the water block. I originally wanted to use the sponge, but she says, nope, we're not going to use the sponge. So unfortunately, I had to send SpongeBob home. And that makes him sad. I just kind of joked about that, because you know, SpongeBob and pirates. Alright, you're going to want a really good shovel for this. So make sure you have an enchanted shovel with efficiency, and boom, this will go by real fast. Just shovel it all out. And you don't even have to worry about breaking the ship because you're using a shovel, and shovel will not work well against wood. So just go crazy. And take all the dirt back too. But yeah, that's how you delete water cells, and that's how you drain a ship. I should know because I've drained ships before. I even live streamed it one time. It was a lot of work. And I did it very much the same way with dirt and shovels. Presto! All drained and all dry. Now we're walking around. And typically at the bottom, this is where all the cannons were stored. And in the center, in order to keep the ship balanced, the cannons were all stored in the center at the bottom. And I want to thank Snook8 for helping me drain this. That's about all the help I ever got building this. No, everything else was just solo. Alright, now let's build the hull of the ship. The hull is the proper term for the body of the ship. Okay, and for the bowsprit, this is what's called the horn thingy that's the proper word for it. The bowsprit. And I'm going to be using regular oak logs, and I'll be stripping it. So this will be the bowsprit, and the figurehead will be mounted on here as well. And I'm also going to be lining the hull with the same material, oak log, and all will be stripped, which you will need to use an axe for. So basically the bowsprit was used for a lee connection for a small navigational sail. So it's just for it's a lee connection for a sail. And by the way, if you didn't know, a little graphic information here, just a warning. Blackbeard's head was actually hung here as a trophy. So, yeah, back in the pirate days. Now I will be extending it outward, so it's just gonna kind of slowly expand so that it creates like a concave shape. Alright, now I'm going to be building the gun ports. This is where the cannons will be installed, and I will be actually adding working cannons with redstone. So stay tuned for that. It's really cool. Alright, let's start building the deck. And we'll all be dark oak. I'm using dark oak slabs. You can use planks, but when you use slabs, you get twice as many, so you save on material. And you can see I have a lot. But you'll be surprised how fast it runs out when you're building a pirate ship. So you're going to be needing a lot. I did start a dark oak farm, and I managed to get a lot. Alright, so now I'm going to be building the outline of the quarter deck. This is the back of this is the rear deck that goes upward. It's called the quarter deck. And this is actually just below it is the captain's quarters. That's where the captain sleeps. And now I'm going to be building the front deck, which is also properly known as the forecastle deck. And this is actually where the crew sleeps, just below it. This is where the crew cabins are located. Okay, so now that the quarter deck and the forecastle have their outlines done, we're going to start adding planks and actually constructing them. Alright, so that was the quarter deck is now done, so now I'm working on the forecastle. Well, that was a lot of work. Now it's actually time to start building the main mast. And this is going right in the center of the ship. The main mast is going to be made with oak. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take it down and I'm going to strip all the oak first and then I'm going to build it. In fact, I'm just going to strip a whole bunch of oak, and even if I got a bunch left over, that's fine. Okay, so I'm not going to do the mast just yet because I want to keep working on the exterior of the ship, and I'm going to be adding some red concrete all along the bottom of the hull. Like that. Okay, so I decided to make some adjustments to the forecastle and the quarter deck, and I wasn't too satisfied with. Okay, so now let's close up the bow of the ship. We're just about finished doing the siding of the ship. Then we're gonna start adding some of the things on the deck. The good stuff. Okay, now we're gonna be adding some things, some detail to the side of the ship. I'm using dark oak stairs. This will just give us some nicer flow. Okay, now I'm actually going to make some adjustments to the, where am I? Oh yes, the forecastle. So, when I'm on Minecraft and building things, I do a lot of things by trial and error. Alright, and this ship also has some blue detailing. They're actually flags. I tried the banners, but it just looked ugly. So I'm just going to be using blue wool, which I believe I'm going to be changing over to concrete just to kind of keep it consistent. But you notice that I have a big gap on the bow. This is where the figurehead will be built. Okay, so I was building the jib of the, this is basically what the horn is called, and the bowsprit. I was building the jib and I forgot to hit the record button, so I'm gonna do it all over again just for you. Okay. Okay, so now it is time to start preparing to build the mast. And I'm going to keep stripping some wood. I want a whole bunch of stripped wood because it's just going to make it a lot easier. I got a little distracted when I was doing it before, but yeah, I've got to keep stripping that oak. Now we're going to be building the main mast. And the main mast is always the longest one, located in the middle of the ship. So I have carefully determined where the middle was, and yeah, I'm just trying to decide where I'm going to start building. And the white wool is going to be used to make the mainsail, which will be rolled up. But yeah, this is gonna represent the mainsail. I'm adding my favorite block all around it. Of course, it's going to be temporary, but this will be fall protection. Because when you're going up really high building, especially on pirate ships, you're going to want some fall protection. And these are basically like a trampoline. It cushions all fall if you land on slime. So that is one of the best uses for slime when you're building things. Like I said, slime, it is literally my favorite block in the game. I'm never without it. And I'm using dark oak fence to make the boom. This is the horizontal rod that supports the sails. And the proper word is called the boom. And this will be the main boom I'm making right now. Main boom for the mainsail. Take a look at that town. I can't believe how much development has happened in this realm so far. Now up here I'm going to be adding the top boom for the top sail, the main top sail. And I'm using slime because I just want dark oak fence. And yeah, I mean, I guess I could have just built it from the side, but anyway, I don't know. I guess I just like playing with slime, so don't judge me, okay? And here is where the crow's nest is going to be. And the crow's nest is the highest point on the ship, and this is where the pirates stood out because they had the best view of the ocean where they can spot other pirate ships, sails, or land even. And this is technically where they would say, "Land ho!" when they find land. Yep, way up here in the crow's nest. And actually, the Gangplank Galleon actually has two crow's nests. One is an observation post, and the other one is literally a bird's nest. So we will be building that as well. I'm gonna jump right down. See, look what the slime does. No damage. My health is full, and I'm gonna jump all the way down here. No damage. So slime can be a valuable asset when you're building things, especially large structures. Yeah, and I always have it on me when I'm playing Minecraft. It's an absolute essential thing. And it's great for playing pranks too. You know, I prank other players with it. Sometimes when they're AFK away from the keyboard, I'll just build a slime. I'll just surround them in slime just for fun. And it's so easily broken too. And now I'm building the foremost mast. This is the mast that's in the front of the ship. And on the top will be Crow's Nest. Not a crow's nest, but Krow is actually a enemy in Donkey Kong Country 2. The first area guardian boss. Let me show you a clip. Oh, I forgot my safety slime. Gotta remember the safety slime. Safety first, remember? And now I'm building the main foresail. This is what the front sail is called at the bottom. The main foresail. And that's what I'm building right now. And I will be adding the boom on top of it as well. Okay, so for the nesting material, I'm using mangrove roots. Because they look very twiggy, and it just has a more nest-like appearance. I find this will work great for the for crow's nest. So this one has two, like I said, an actual bird nest and an observation post. Okay, now we're building the mast at the rear of the ship, and this is called the mizzen mast. And building the mizzen sail, and believe it or not, the proper word for the mizzen sail is the spanker sail. Now I'm just gonna add some fencing around the quarter deck, just around the quarter deck, and I'm just gonna use the oak fence for this. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to add something to the side of the ship. There's actually a mounted plaque with the captain's name on it. Let's see, I'm going to be using the oak fence for that, and let's type the captain's name. Now I'm going to be adding some jungle slabs to the decks, because according to the reference, they were multicolored planks, so I'm going to be using jungle planks and oak planks. It's actually going to add a really nice detail to it. Check. Alright, so I'm learning to use scaffolding in Minecraft. Took me quite a while to figure out how to use them, but they've actually were really important when it comes to detailing the topsail. I'm using spruce fence for the rigging, and rigging is what you call the ropes. And the ropes or the rigging is generally used to support and operate the mast and the sails and the booms, you know, these very important parts of the ship. The rigging was very tedious and really hard to get on video because there's so much moving around, so I did not film all of it. Alright, I think that looks pretty. Alright, let's start building the main topsail. And this is the one that will have the Jolly Roger on it. Looking good! Yar! There's a fine looking topsail! Now for the finishing touch here. The Jolly Roger, which will represent a crocodile and crossbones. Because this is a Kremling ship. And for this I'll be using polished Blackstone. And I'll also be using Sandstone stairs as well for the teeth and for some other details. Yar! There we go. That's looking alright. So I might make do some refinements a little bit later, but I think this should work. Alright, so I had to add some lightning rods on top of polished granite because the ropes or the rigging actually caught fire from lightning. So I had to do that. So thankfully I was able to put it out in. Alright, so I'm going to be adding another flag. And then for this crow nest, for crow's nest, I'm going to be adding the eggs. There's going to be 2 eggs and 1 broken one, as if one's already hatched. And I found this really hard to do in Minecraft, because considering how small they are going to be and, you know, how blocky everything is. I have to make 3 eggs using blocks. Alright, now I already added the netting, which is called the rat lines. They're basically ropes that looks like a net that runs from the crow's nest. These are this is actually the ladder to the crow's nest, but I found it's going to be kind of hard to do. You can't really climb fence in this games. But they also served another purpose. They also served the purpose of aiding in repairs of the ship. So they were used as ladders to get around the ship when making repairs also. Not just a way to get up to the crow's nest. And we cannot forget about the rudder, otherwise we wouldn't be able to steer this ship. Unfortunately, you cannot, sail pirate ships in Minecraft, at least not in this realm. Would be really cool if you could, but anyway, a pirate ship always has a rudder, which is controlled by the helm. Very important. Okay, so there's the rudder. I'm using the glowstone just to as a torch. Now this shader, any light blocks or torches can be actually used as a light source when walking around, which is really handy when you're building things underwater or in dark places. I think we're ready to take these ugly netherrack down. All this ugly netherrack needs to come down. Okay, now for the really cool part. We're going to be adding the cannons. And not just any cannons, but actual working ones. And you're going to make one single cannon. Okay, so we're going to be working right from the gun port. We need 2 observers. So this is actually backwards. I need to get it on the other way. I'm going to use a couple of spruce stairs. So I'm just making the stand for it. So I'll have it facing that way and put a stair right on there. Just so I know the observer is backwards, I'm going to have it the face. Like the front looks like a face, and that should be facing you. That's where the button should be placed, right on the face. The red end needs to be facing the other way. There, on top, you'll notice there are arrows. See, the arrow's going to point in the direction it will be firing in. Alright, now I added 2 trapdoors on there just for decoration. And then on the end, it's going to be a dispenser. You need a dispenser. This is where your ammo will be loaded. You just put a dispenser right on there. No, that is backwards. But I will be fixing all that. I am readjusting it. See, there we go. The arrows on the top are now pointing in the direction you want them to be shot in. So now they are set up properly. So see, I already shot something. I have arrows loaded in there. And it will shoot 2 items at a time. Yeah, so right now I have arrows in there. Boom, just like that. It's very easy to make. It's just so much fun. So the dispenser is holding the ammo, and keep in mind it's going to shoot 2 at the same time. Okay, I'm just going to cut this log off and replace it with a single oak slab. That way I can actually access the dispenser, and then plus I can see the projectiles when I shoot them. Alright, let's give it a go. There, now you can actually see what's being fired out. No fun when you can't actually see what you're shooting. Plus you can kind of aim as well. And you can add a lever on the top, which kind of adds just a nice little touch. It doesn't do anything. So now I have firework rockets in there, which is a little more like a cannon. And I will not put fire charge or TNT in there because I have a lighthouse and I do not want to blow it up. Oh, it's so much fun. I love it. All the cannons work. They're all currently loaded. Now, I actually want to get some nice fireworks in it so that they explode with color. Yar! There's me, there's Charmander. Captain Charmander. Alright, now for the finishing touch. The figurehead. And I will be using bamboo for this. And the figurehead is going to look like a crocodile. Not an alligator, a crocodile. There's a difference. Crocodiles have long, narrow snouts, while alligators have wider ones. That's one of the differences, and plus the teeth. Ship is done! Now let's name it the Gangplank Galleon! Every ship has to have a name, and the figurehead is what gives it the personality. So let's have a good look at it in spectator mode. First, some celebration shots from the cannon. This is so much fun. I love it. It's awesome. Alright, it's time to start decorating, adding some interior to this ship. And now we are going to be grabbing a few things from the chest. And we're going to head right on up and start decorating. Adding all the good stuff that's just going to bring it right to life. And because this is a Donkey Kong game, and it is actually shown in the actual battle, lots of barrels. This ship is going to have a lot of storage. And pirates would need a lot of storage. So we're going to be using barrels, and I'm going to have them. I'm just going to diversify how the barrels are all set up. There are way too many torches out here, so I'm going to actually pretty it up using lanterns. So I'm going to do a complete detorching session. Now, if you looked at the first clip, you'll notice that there is a big giant banana. That's what I'm making right now, a giant banana. And I'm going to scatter some, I'm going to use bamboo stairs just for small bananas. They're the best that I can do. But I will be putting a nicer big one. And we are going to very carefully decorate the captain's cabin, starting with detorching and adding a whole bunch of piratey things. And I'm going to be using the reference too. We're also going to include the note. The letter to Diddy Kong. Alright, so what will make this ship a lot more interesting if we actually have some actual fireworks. So for this, we're going to need some blaze powder. I'm just going to take one of these. And we'll need gunpowder. And we're going to need some paper. And then we'll need to choose what color dye we want. And we're going to go with red. Because I have a lot. I have more on the Going Merry. And we need coal. Oh yeah, you can add some glowstone dust for a nice effect. And coal. We're gonna make a fire charge. So first thing we need to do, we're gonna get our 2 blaze powders from the rod. And then gunpowder, blaze powder, and coal. We get 3 fire charge for that. And then, once we have our fire charge, we're going to add some gunpowder. And whatever color dye you want. We're going to go with red. And we'll have a red firework star, a large ball. But I also want to add a twinkle effect. So we'll need glowstone dust, which is easily obtained in nether. There we go. We'll just grab 3 of those. And then we'll just grab that. And now we need some paper. We're gonna make the actual rockets. We'll need gunpowder, paper, and then boom, just like that. We'll get 3 rockets. And that's all there is to it. Let's set one off and see what we get. And then when you put them in these things, it's just a lot more interesting. That has a really dramatic effect to the cannons, and it's safe too. It won't blow up any structures or set anything on fire. So that is actually the safest way to go. We'll do it one more time because it's fun. There we go. Some proper cannons now. And here is the finished ship. I completely detorched it. All the torches are gone. So here, I'm going to give you a full tour of the Gangplank Galleon. Alright, so there's a big crocodile Jolly Roger, and let's take a look at everything. So I've got boats up here, and I added a bell for the ship bell. And there's lots of storage, lots and lots of storage here. So there's barrels here, added some anvils, and the cauldrons are supposed to represent the steel barrels. I added scattered some coal, and the cannons are all in place. Got barrels, lots of barrels, because this is Donkey Kong. He is known for barrels. And then we have the giant banana, because King K... Okay, cut. Okay, so then we have the giant banana, and these are actually scattered bananas. That's what these are. Because King K. Rool stole Donkey Kong's entire supply of bananas. The intentions aren't very clear why, but I'm assuming just to starve him, so he doesn't survive the winter. So it was not a very nice thing he did. And as you can see, there's barrels and barrels and barrels here. And now these two are actually the end targets from Donkey Kong Country 2. As you've seen in the clip, where they hit the end target, the barrel hits the top and you win a prize, and then they would jam out to some music in the end. That's what these are supposed to represent. They're references, but they're also nicely decorative too. And we'll just climb up the crow's nest. I added a bell on each side. That's about it. Alright, and then just below the captain's quarters is the galley. So, also known as the kitchen and the mess hall. So this is where they would be dining. So it's well lit. We have lots of cooking here, and then I hung up some utensils, and then some fish, and there's a fishing rod. Yeah, so we got a lot of pirates who can dine here. We have a fairly big crew. And we'll go down there in a minute here. And let's see. And this is the crew's quarters, which is in the forecastle. We have lots of beds here. Lots of beds. And then this is actually the weaponry. Right here, so I've got some weapons stored in there. And we have the clock there, so right now it is nighttime. Now we're gonna go into the captain's cabin. There's the captain's cabin. Fairly nice. I tried to use references from the game. And we have a spare cannon. I will not be firing anything from this cannon for reasons, obviously. Have some armor here, and there's this note here. I've kidnapped that lumbering fool Donkey Kong, and you'll never see him again. Har 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 har. Captain K. Rool. That was from Donkey Kong Country 2. You actually do see that note. And we actually have a treasure map here. And we actually even have a town map, and this is actually the ship here. And part of the town there. So that was kind of nice little addition to have there. And then a cartography table. And some piratey stuff there. The spyglass, the compass. I'm actually really happy with the captain's cabin here. And there's actually a couple of windows there. So you can have a nice view of the sea. Actually, they're the only windows on this ship. So anyway, that's that. So let's go down below. There are two ways to get down there. Oh yeah, we want to go this way. I can go right. I have no clip on anyway because I'm in spectator mode. Now look at this. There is a ridiculous amount of storage. This is the cargo bay. Lots of storage. I already started moving some stuff in here. There's a whole lot. That's what this ship has. Storage, storage, storage. And then over here is the bilge, aka the prison. So nothing too fancy there. I mean, prisons aren't really fancy. I added a couple of torches just for because they would be kind of suitable for prisons, I would find. But I tried to keep it torch free because they are ugly, but only rarely are they acceptable. Now down here, now you can open these are trapdoor. It's a treasure hold. There it is, the treasure hold. Now I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of hard to tell, but I tried to make a DK coin. These are rare collectibles. There's one of these in every single level. When you collect them all, you can open the core to the Lost World. And then you can fight the captain for the second time, and you get the true ending. So yeah, that's what this is. But I only had so much room, but I'm thinking maybe you can see it. So there's the letter D. And there's the letter K, and then that's supposed to be like a coin. So anyway, that's supposed to be a reference. I don't know how clear that is to you, but that is what it is. And then we have lots of treasure, and then anytime I find more treasure, I'll just keep throwing them in here. Alright, well that's the ship. I'm really happy with this, and I'm really happy that I'm done with it too. This was quite a bit of work. A lot of work. And now I have a lot of extra storage, and then I want to label these chests and actually organize a little bit. But this is actually going to be my main base now. The Gangplank Galleon. So this is technically like my house, my base. Oh yeah, and I added some glowstone for the crow's nest here. I tried to make better eggs here, so I added some stairs underneath just to kind of make it look more egg-like. But I mean, this is Minecraft; everything's blocky. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is really good. I'm really happy with that. The only thing I have to do left is actually build an entrance to it. So I need to add an actual gangplank so that we can actually board it. That's what it's called, the gangplank. When that's what they use to board any passengers on there. Yeah, just have another final look around. See, look at that. Those windows actually look really nice on there. Unfortunately, it did not film me building the flag here, but yeah, there is a flag on the back. Have another look at the figurehead. Now remember, alligators have wider, they have wide snouts, and crocodiles have narrow ones. That's how you tell the difference between the two. Alright, well, thank you all so much for watching this video. I sure hope you learned a lot about pirate ships. I tried to keep this as educational as I could. I mean, I wanted this to be educational because everything I said is true, is actually correct. This is actually the proper layout of most pirate ships. They follow very similar layouts, but, you know, everyone's different in their own ways. So I had it set up the way pirates did. Alright, I'm gonna get back on this ship and I will do my outro. The Gangplank Galleon from Donkey Kong Country. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure to check out Puppets Guild and Tommy's Puppet Lab, my main channels, where I build real-life puppets out of paper mache. If you love Five Nights at Freddy's, Bending in an Ink Machine, and Poppy Playtime, Pokemon, Digimon, I've got all sorts of puppets from a very diverse amount of different universes, we'll call them that. And if you love that, be sure to support that. And I also have Puppet Master Academy, where I teach you as a personal teacher on how to make puppets. Alright, well, that is it for this video. I'm signing off. This captain is ready to set sail and start his next project.